Narcisa.
I can't believe this is my last speech. When I started this class, I knew that it was going to be a long quarter because I have to be up here for 7 times giving a speech to you guys. However, I was totally wrong about it. Time flew before my eyes, and now I'm here giving my last speech. This weekend while I was doing my portfolio, I spent my whole weekend doing my portfolio because I didn't start it before. I thought it was something that was gonna be so easy and I could do it in one day. It would be all nice and done. So I spent Saturday, there was a party my whole family went to and I couldn't go because I wanted to finish my portfolio, so I spent all Saturday and Sunday doing it. And today, today I'm going to,
Sorry.
today I'm going to tell you about my videotapes that I watch about my speeches, how this class helped me on my personal life, and share some funny story with you guys.
3-minute points.
Last week I went to the library with Tanya and I took all the videos that I have done, well, about my speeches that I have done. And I started looking on the first ones. I think the first one was kind of okay, but the one that I did not like at all was the third one with the past speeches that we have to do about someone. The reason I didn't like it was because most of the time I was reading from the TED. I could hardly hear what I was saying, and for me it was embarrassing when I saw that one. The one that I like about my speeches, it was it was the one about hiring, why should I get hired, because I think I was more test-free and just talking about what I did, and it's something that I know, so I can talk about for 10 minutes or more about it and feel more confident about it. How this class, now I'm going to talk about you about how this class helped me on my personal life. Before I came to this class, like I said, I was working on a factory, and at the same time, you know how they always say, don't mix business with personal life. So, but at the place where I work at, I met this guy, and because of work, we couldn't tell all out that we're dating, because it's a policy, whatever. So we were dating without anyone supposedly knowing. And then after that, we went for a while, and then he quit from there. So I thought that our relationship was gonna be now all open, and because I really like the guy, and I think I fall for him. So I thought. I thought that it would be better. So he didn't care about me like I did. So my friend called me out a lot by saying that there's more guys for me out there than just that one. And how this class helped me, it was because even though he didn't want nothing to do with me, he would still call me, he would still text message. So I was like the one who he will call and say whenever he wants to, then we see each other. So since I like him, I wouldn't mind doing it, and I thought it was fine for a while. But since my friend was like, no, you can do better than that, and he always tried to tell me to express him how I felt about him, because he probably didn't know how I felt about him because I never told him, and maybe that wouldn't hurt me so much. And I never got that, like I said, I never got the guts to tell him. So after taking this class, I felt like I could talk to anyone now and express my feelings, and I didn't care if I was rejected or he didn't feel the same way. So he called me one time after probably I gave 3 speeches on this class, and I talked to him, and I told him how I felt, and obviously he didn't feel the same, but I did it. I told him and I got it out my chest, and now I feel better and I move on, and I don't care whether he talks to me or just messages me anymore. And I think that's how this class has helped me a lot. For you guys, it might be easy to talk to anyone, but for me, it's not. And I'm sorry that I'm like, crying.
It's okay. It's okay.
That's what I was like thinking, whether I will share it with you guys or not. I didn't think I was gonna get like this. I thought it was gonna be something like so simple to just tell you guys. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you something funny that happened. Because I wanna get rid of this. The funny moment that I remember with my best friend was on my junior year. You know, at your junior year, everybody started driving, having their own car and all that. Well, I got my first car, and then my friend was like, she was so jealous because I was driving already, got my license. So she went home and told her mom that she wanted to get a car and that her brother-in-law was gonna teach her how to drive. So we had a half day at school, and she had her car, but she didn't have no license yet. And she's like, we were asking her whether we can go to like the waterfront, you know, Point Defiance. And she was like, yeah. She was like, but I will drive. And we were like, okay. So we have to go home and get all changed. We want to wear shorts, flip-flops, and all that to go, you know, see the guys, I guess. And we did that. But the car she was driving, it was a stick shift, and she was barely learning how to drive. So we got to Point Defiance, and we went down this, like, you know, you go down the curve and there's like a hill, so we went down the hill because we wanted to walk down there, whatever. So we spent there for like an hour, and then we wanted to leave. So we're leaving, and she was driving her car up the hill, and the car just turned off, and it started going down. She didn't know what to do, and we were all screaming. When we got all the way down, we were thinking, how are we gonna get your car up the hill? So she was like, what about if I get in the car and you and my other friend push the car while I'm driving? Well, at that time we thought, yeah, it's a great idea, right? So we did. She got in the car, she turned in the car, and she went driving up the hill. So she told us that whenever the car turned off, we start pushing it up. We thought, well, that's how, you know, now we think about it, it's crazy, but yeah, we did. The car turned off, my friend and I got in the back and started pushing it. But we couldn't. That car was like so heavy, coming in, you know, on top of us. Well, I moved out of the way, and my other friend did it. So she started running down, and the car was like running behind her. It was kind of crazy. So after that, I was like, I'm not pushing the car anymore. So she had to drive for like a couple times to drive the car up the hill and see if she can get it. So she finally got it. And now and then, every time I call her, and I remind her about that story, that is just like so funny. Well, I just have shared with you about my videotapes, how this class helped me, and some funny stories about my friends. I want to thank all of you, because I will remember all of you. And thank you, Dr. Bill, for